This was a dark night just like the rest, till there came a knock on the door. Who was this uninvited guest? It was little Jimmy and Jenny from across the street. They said they haven't seen their parents all day and if we had something to eat. Little Jenny was 5 with dirty tears in her eyes. Little Jimmy was 6 and a big brother never cries. See, everyone in town knew the situation. The drunk parents were an ugly abomination, where alcohol was more important than their kids' starvation. And every time the town tried to help, they will be at the closest bar drinking the donation. So we take him in and give him some food. They smile at us with those little lost eyes showing gratitude. That image I still see 20 years later. If God picked their fate, then why was he a hater? After contacting the parents, little Jimmy and Jenny head home. She grabs his hand tight and asks, but what if on the way we get attacked by a wild boar? She looks to her protector with a questioning gaze. He smiles and calmly tells her, I'll protect you always. As I watch him grow up in my front yard. Little Jenny working on the farm, her bro at the brickyard. Always smiling at me when I pass, like their soul wasn't scarred. Laughing in the raggedy clothes, like their life wasn't hard. As the days rolled on, it will get even worse than before. The dad in a drunk crying rage will slam the mom on the floor. The one day, even the birds would stop to sing. It was uncovered that Jenny at 12 was forced into a prostitution ring. Sold to devils in their 50s, 60s and 70s. But these motherfuckers were town celebrities, big names in religion and regarded heavily, and apparently would get to skip their penalties. The whole uproar quickly died down, just like their felonies. Jenny never smiled again and Jimmy didn't either, but always stayed by her side, he would never deceive her. Years passed and the father was worse than ever. 2 new kids for a total of 4. Lost in the nether, started being more secluded, didn't talk whatsoever. Guess the guilt started finally to kick in. He leaves his house one day crying with a grin. Finds the nearest tree and sets up a rope, hangs himself and starts to choke. But before he passes out, Jimmy looks out the window and sees his father struggling. He thinks of all the suffering but knows either way there's no recovering. Jimmy jumps out the house and cuts him loose. The father bawls out crying, sorry for the abuse. I see the father 2 weeks later at a bar and he buys me a beer. He tells me of the decisions he's made with every word of tears. Says it's clear that the damage he did on this earth was severe. Pulls out a picture of his youngest son, he'll be 6 next year. Tells me, Mirza, I hope he's not like me, not even near. Says he's proud of his children, they'll do great in their career. Actually sounding sincere, he tells me thanks for listening, now get out of here. I listened, never said a word as I thought back to that dark night. And Jenny's crying eyes as they blurred. A month later as the season was changing, his family comes home to see their father on a tree dead hanging. Guess the second time was the charm. Young kids and the mother now must bury him. Saw the mom a few weeks later smiling like she didn't know the situation was very grim. It didn't take too long after that for her remarrying. Finally the state took her kids, saying she wasn't fit to take care of them. And all this time that was clearly evident. These little kids were intelligent, but in their youth very delicate. Never did a thing wrong, just unlucky, that's how it went. They got sent to foster homes and now separately adopted. The mother has 4 new kids and the old ones unwanted. After a year, Jimmy finds out where Jenny is living. She runs out her house, her eyes stinging. They take a walk to catch up to the nearby path and run into what else but a boar, big, wild and black. Jimmy steps in front of his sister and calmly says, stay back. Jimmy looks the boar in the eyes, waiting for it to attack. But instead, the boar's eyes start watering and get very thin, and a female boar comes up behind him. Jimmy realizes and smiles as he turns around. Jenny grabs his hand and squeezes, all proud. Saw his youngest son a couple months after he died. He was 6. He looked just like his older brother at that age, and I bought him a soda. He was very delighted, said thanks. It's been a while now from everything. I have almost all of them on my social media. They look normal. They look like they're leading normal lives. I know that they never will, and we never can know what a person has been through or is going through, just by looking at him. If you ever saw these 2 sisters and 2 brothers, you would never guess the hell they've been through. People have no fucking clue who people are. Some things you never forget. For me, it was Jimmy at 6 years old with dirt on his little skinny fingers and his ripped jeans and shirt, man up, grab his little sister's hand and lead her into that dark, pitch black night, while comforting her and telling her he would always protect her. And yeah, his youngest looks just like his dad.